Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Let's get you caught up on tonight's biggest stories.
This is the evening news on ABC13.
Now to a teen accused of making several threats against Cleveland High School.
Elizabeth Linares was arrested earlier this week after her alleged third threatening phone call this year alone. ABC13's TJ Parker has some new reaction from parents.
Cleveland High School parents that I spoke with say they're nervous after all the threats that have been made against the high school. And district staff tells us it's been made by the same person. Once again, 18-year-old Elizabeth Linares Jimenez has been charged with making terroristic threats. Cleveland ISD says she most recently called in 3 threats to the high school before being arrested last week.
These is kids she threatened.
This woman, too scared to show her face, pulled her kids out of school.
Because you never know if it's going to really happen or not. You never know.
The district posted on their Facebook page last week about the threats. It started last Monday, putting both the high school and middle school on lockdown. Another threat was called in on Tuesday, and ISD police arrested Linares Jimenez on Wednesday. Cleveland police tell ABC13 she has been charged with making terroristic threats several times this year for making similar threats to the city and the district.
Scary. I mean, we get chills to our bones.
Now, the district says they take all precautions to keep their students and staff safe. As for Linares Jimenez, she is in jail on 2 $500,000 bonds. In Cleveland, I'm TJ Parker, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
The Harris County Sheriff's Department is actively investigating an incident where a woman is seen on Facebook stories shooting a gun outside of her window. Now,
let's take a look here. It does go by quickly. She points a gun out the window and fires. She's clearly in the car, and the geolocator says she's in the Cloverleaf neighborhood. We went to Cloverleaf today, and people said they've not heard of the incident. However, those who watched the video say this is clearly a problem.
Sooner or later, they're going to get caught. When you post things, everybody sees it, and that's how they get caught.
So if you think you might know who the woman is, you're urged to call the Harris County Sheriff's Department, and she could be facing some serious criminal charges.
Friends, family, and complete strangers came together today to honor the life of fallen Nassau Bay Sergeant Kayla Sullivan. ABC 13's Deborah Wrigley has more on the touching tributes.
Sergeant Kayla Sullivan cast a large shadow. According to those who eulogized her today, she was larger than life, an accomplished officer, even a mentor to her younger brother, and she is very much missed. Kayla Sullivan was only 43. She leaves behind a wife, son, siblings, parents, and a family of law enforcement. Her flag-draped casket in front of the stage, Christmas trees in the background.
She may be physically gone from this life. Nevertheless, everyone here will never forget her.
The people in her family, her relatives, and a sea of uniforms who came from across the country to honor her sacrifice as Sergeant Kayla Sullivan, the last person the police chief would see when he left work and she came on shift.
I knew it was time for me to go home. I'm not sure how I'm going to know when to go home now.
Her life outside of work was her family, especially her son, and then there was her love for motorcycles. She founded a motorcycle club called Sisters Eternal. Its members had their own procession from the funeral, riding beside the chopper hearse, as it's called, carrying her casket.
Oh, she was definitely a gem. She pulled us together when it needed to be pulled together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she's just a wonderful person, man. She'll be greatly missed.
She also leaves behind people in Nassau Bay whose city has never before lost an officer in the line of duty. One man recalling when she responded to a report of a young man with problems.
She said, "Oh, I know about this boy. There's a little bit of trouble going on in his life," and kind of reminds me of what happened, you know, it took Kayla's life. You know, it was a troubled boy that, and here she was. Once again, trying to help someone.
Deborah Wrigley, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Well, we have another cold night ahead of us this evening.
Could be looking at another light freeze. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Travis Herzog.
And a widespread one at that, Eric. A light freeze and frost is coming to southeast Texas again. Temperatures dropping quickly into the 40s, then into the 30s once we get towards midnight. On our way to low temperatures around 32 in Houston, 30 in Angleton, 29 in Katy, Brenham, 28 tonight around Tomball. It'll be basically freezing everywhere except near the immediate coast, and that's where temperatures will still get down into the 30s in most places. Not a hard freeze, so the pipes are okay, but people, pets, and plants need warm shelter. Now, the wind tomorrow is going to change direction a little bit, and the temperature is going to pop up to about 60 degrees. As we fast forward to Friday, our next weather system rolls in. This one will bring us a chance of rain showers on Friday. Light to moderate rain, so nothing too terribly heavy, no flooding, nothing severe expected, but it is going to be a bit of a nuisance as a lot of folks check out for the holidays with a lot of schools getting out on Friday. It might be wet at pickup time, whether it's a half day or a full day of school. Now, the rain chance will be at 60% Friday afternoon to Friday night. Then it drops down to 30% Saturday morning. The rain moves on out of here along with the clouds late Saturday, and that brings in a lot of sunshine for Sunday. We have festively cool temperatures getting us to Christmas Day, but by the time we get to Christmas, it does start to warm up. Now, the humidity levels will still be in a very comfortable, pleasant range. It just won't be as cold as it is the next few days. We're going for a low of 50 and a high of 70 with more humid air to follow the day after Christmas and the final weekend of 2019.
As we grow closer to winter break, you may have holiday plans in the evening. On I-45, the Gulf Freeway, you'll run into some construction on NASA Road 1 to State Highway 96 in both directions. In the overnight hours, 2 alternate lanes closed, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. nightly through the end of the year. And when it comes to holiday trips, your Easy Tag, it now works up in Oklahoma. That's a nice perk for you. In addition, if you have family visiting here to the Houston area, you can add family members to your Easy Tag account. And also Easy Tag Express Mobile. The app allows you to use the tolls. You don't even need a tag for your car. We have more information for you at ABC13.com.
Okay, getting around town just got a little easier for residents in East Harris County, all thanks to new transit bus routes funded with Harvey Disaster Recovery Funds.
As ABC13's Erica Simon explains, the new service is adding 65 additional miles to serve neighbors in Channelview, Cloverleaf, and Sheldon, which was hit hard by the storm.
The proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the sign. That represents a stop on a brand new bus route that services this part of the county. For years, this sat outside of Metro's bus route line, but now people have an opportunity to get where they need to go. 2, 1, cut it. With a snip and a cheer, the new Harris County Transit Service routes are up and running. When Hurricane Harvey hit, roughly 500,000 cars got flooded or damaged, a number of which were right here in East Harris County. That made the transportation situation a nightmare for some people. With these additional 65 miles added to the Harris County transit system, help has arrived.
It will provide the much needed help to access jobs and to go to school and go to your grocery store, just to run your errands.
The new service will primarily serve areas of Channelview, Cloverleaf, and Sheldon, and will provide an additional scheduled bus stop for the Crosby Barrett station. Even cooler, each bus is wheelchair accessible and ready to go for any type of rider.
But the reality of it is that people out here need access to dependable transit and transportation.
Now let's hop on the bus, Gus.
Adelina Morales was one of the first riders during this soft launch December 2nd. At 82, she couldn't be happier about not having to drive.
I had surgery on my knee, not the other one, but I don't want to go through all that again, you know, so, but it would be a lot of help taking the bus, and I don't have to drive and blah, blah, blah.
The first 60 days for this new program is free. Each ride after that 60 days will be $1 each ride. The program is funded for the next 3 years, and if ridership levels are high enough, officials will go back to the drawing board and ask that it be funded beyond that. In East Harris County, Erica Simon, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right, and that does it for us. Thanks for getting caught up with us on the evening news.
Yeah, be sure to join us tonight at 10 on ABC 13. Good night.